Everyone, I am going to show you how to create one of these hot air balloon compositions today. This is one of my examples, and this here is one of Violet's examples that she made. Okay, and here's Violet herself creating her painting.
Hey.
Hello.
Love you.
Love you, Mwah. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to get our painted paper, our bubble wrap paper that we painted last time. We're going to flip it over to the back side, and then you're going to get a circle template, and if you can, try excuse me, to get as close to the edge as you can, and you're going to trace with the pencil. I am going to use a Sharpie, that way you can see it better on the video. Let me slide it a little closer to the middle. That way we can reuse the paper for other projects. Trace it all the way around and then lift up your circle template. And then you want to create two diagonal lines. You can have them go, once again, you're going to use a pencil. Kind of just sketch them out. This is going to be the back, so you don't have to worry about what it looks like back here. And then figure out where you're going to cut. And you're going to cut, and then at the bottom you need to connect it together. I think that looks about right for a hot air balloon. If you think it's too not enough of a diagonal, you can tighten it up a little bit more like that. But I think the lines that I originally have drawn are where they need to be. So I'm going to cut on the outer contour line of the circle and this diagonal, almost like a trapezoid shape here. Okay, I have cut out my hot air balloon, and I have all this paper here that someone else can use for a different project. So that's going to go in the scrap painted paper bin. On the next step, what we need to do is we need to make these details. A hot air balloon has these bumpy kind of lines called a scallop line that go around the hot air balloon to make the little bumps, almost like a pumpkin, how it has the bumps on it and the little ridges. So I'm going to show you how to do that using another piece of paper that we have painted with our bubble wrap. Okay, so here are two pieces of paper. So I've got to figure out if I want the lighter green or the darker green. Since my actual hot air balloon is kind of dark, I might want to go with this lighter color. That way it creates contrast. Contrast means that you've got dark and light next to one another and things like that, or big and small. I think I'm going to try the light one, and here's how you go about doing that. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to turn. Always draw on the back side of your painted paper. That way you don't mess it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing from the top, and I'm going to draw some bumps like this. And then I'm going to draw some more. I might draw one more line. I'm sure that I will not need all of this, and I'm going to cut on these lines right here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have cut out my scallop lines, and we've got the contrast. These are different, so they look good. This is lighter, and with the purple being printed here, it is darker. So this one here, I'm going to put it about right here, and I don't want to glue it down yet, because what I need to do is we don't want to put glue all the way behind here, because then we don't really need to glue that part down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it pretty close to where it would need to be glued down. And then, will this piece fit here? Ooh, come here a piece. And then I'm going to put that piece about right there. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to glue that one. That's probably about all I need. And I'm going to cut that one about right there. And then I'm going to flip these over. And I'm going to take a little line of glue.
Uh-oh.
You don't need a lot. Lefty loosey the glue, or we might be using our glue cups. And you're going to take the tip and gently put to the actual paper and make a little line of glue around it. Same thing here. A little line of glue. Not too close to the edge, because if you put it too close to the edge, it'll squirt out and get all over the front of your hot air balloon. Yeah, will you go get it? Now we're going to take these. What's more important? I'm going to put that where it belongs. I'm going to put this one about where it belongs. And I'm going to take this.
How do you now?
Okay. And put this one where it belongs. I'm going to gently press them down, but I'm going to flip it over and massage it.
Where is it?
It must be in our room. Go look in our room. And then in a few minutes, if you have a little bit of wet glue right here, just wipe it off. You can just wipe it on the back for now. And in a few minutes, we will trim that up when the glue dries to make sure it fits exactly to the size of the hot air balloon. Now the next step is we're going to make our basket, and we're going to make the strings that come down from the basket. So you just need a small scrap of paper. Do not grab a big piece of paper like this for your little teeny tiny basket, because that's being wasteful, and we want to be resourceful, and someone can use this for a big hot air balloon. So I'm going to use this piece of paper here for my string. So I'm just going to cut very thin pieces of paper, and that's going to be for my strings. Depending on the size of your hot air balloon, you might want your 4 strings coming down, or you might want your 2 strings. It depends on how narrow the bottom of your hot air balloon is. And on mine, I think I have room for the 4 little strings. They might have to overlap, and that's okay. And then I'm going to trim them down to the size they need to be. So I'm going to cut them in half and cut them in half again. Okay. I'm going to get another little piece of paper, a little scrap piece of paper, and this is going to be for my basket. And you can trace out a shape if you would like. You don't have to. I'm just going to cut a basket about the size I think it needs to be. And that looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do is first, since this is more narrow than my actual basket, I'm going to make sure that I have my little pieces glued down up underneath the bottom of my basket. So I'm going to take a little dot of glue, and I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the bottom of each, I'm sorry, on the top of each little string. And then I'm going to stay there. And then I'm going to put them together. And I'm going to take them and put them underneath my basket. Like that. And don't worry about the length being different, because those are going to be covered up. Then I'm going to take the bottom or the top of my basket. And if you want it smaller than that, that's fine. I'm happy with that size. I'm going to take a little bit of glue. And I'm going to put a line of glue right there. And then I'm going to take it and press it down onto my strings. Now at this point, these are probably dry. If you follow directions and didn't use a lot of glue, you can trim these off by making sure you're on the back side of it. And then just trimming that around like that. We're going to be using a 9 by 12 piece of paper to glue our hot air balloons down to. So you can make, depending on the size of your hot air balloons, you can make one. If you want to make 3, 2, 3, or 4, like Violet made 2 on hers, I ended up making 3 total on my piece of paper. We're all going to be making one that we're not going to be gluing down to our piece of paper. So you can make multiple ones. One of them is going to go in our hallway display. So on my particular paper, I've made 4. And depending on the size will depend on how many you can actually have on your piece of paper. And Violet, hers were big, so she only had room for 2. And she did hers in a vertical composition, where mine is in a horizontal composition. And either way is up to you, horizontal or vertical. And have fun creating your hot air balloons. The sky is not the limit, your imagination is.